Hello and good afternoon. Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu swears in 5 new permanent secretaries. Federal government to unveil comprehensive program to digitize healthcare system. On the foreign scene, Israel declares West Bank village of Jaboun closed. Military zone after confrontations. And in sports, Benin Republic to face Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal. Friendly games. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sworn in 5 new permanent secretaries. They are Mr. Mahmood Adegbite, Mrs. Laila Oki, Mr. Lateef Shomide, Mr. Emmanuel Audu, and Mr. Adesina Ayokuno. Governor Sanwo-Olu urged the new permanent secretaries to uphold the ethics of professionalism to achieve the administration's Themes Plus agenda. The governor, who acknowledged the daunting economic challenges in the country, urged the new appointees to show empathy in the discharge of their duties to bring succor to all residents in the state.
Therefore, the task ahead is not without challenges, especially in this period when the citizens' attention is focused on all of us, with high expectations to cushion the effects of our current economic hardship and damping economic issues. We believe that the government at the center has the capacity, has the forthrightness, and has the ability to change the fortune of this country. And this government will continue to support that administration.
In a vote of assurance on behalf of the new permanent secretaries, Mrs. Morenike Oki promised that they will leverage the ongoing successes of the Sanwo-Olu administration for a greater Lagos rising. Earlier in his welcome address, the state head of service, Olabode Aguru, noted that the appointment shows the commitment of the state government to transparency, accountability, and excellence, with a call on the new permanent secretaries to be selfless in the discharge of their duties in return for the confidence reposed in them by the governor.
As I want to admonish you to ensure that you maintain good standing with your political heads and all staff in your respective MBAs for speedy attainment of your given mandate. I have full confidence in your individual abilities to add value to the quality of service delivery, which in the long run will go a long way to complement the efforts of the state government towards achieving its developmental agenda.
Governor Sanwo-Olu deployed Mr. Mahmood Adegbite to the Office of Drainage Services, Mrs. Laila Oki to Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, LASIEC, Mr. Emmanuel Audu to the Ministry of Agriculture, and Mr. Lateef Shomide to the Office of Infrastructure, and Mr. Adesina Ayokuno to the Office of the Surveyor General, while Mr. Tokunbo Ajanaku was announced as the new General Manager, Public Works Corporation. The Lagos State government is set for the 18th Executive Legislative Parley, organized annually by the Office of Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement. Special Advisor to the Governor on Political, Legislative and Civic Engagement, Tajuddin Afolabi, says the parley, slated for 14th to 16th March 2024, falls within the responsibilities of the office for ensuring a very strong, cordial relationship amongst all arms of government in Lagos State. Afolabi also says this is geared towards achieving good governance, timely delivery of dividends of democracy to the good people of Lagos State, while attaining a greater Lagos through the Themes Plus agenda. According to him, the parley, which will be chaired by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, will have in attendance all legislators in the Lagos House of Assembly, representatives of the various constituencies of the state in the National Assembly, Governing Advisory Council members, and other key stakeholders for the development of the state. In a bid to curb and tackle the unscrupulous activities of land grabbers in the state, the Lagos State government, through the Lagos State Special Task Force on Land Grabbers, under the State Ministry of Justice, organized stakeholders meeting. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro, in his address at the event themed Safeguarding Possessory Rights in Lands, the role of Lagos State Special Task Force on Land Grabbers in Shangotedu, Etiosa, noted that the rise in cases of land grabbing is an issue of great concern to the state government. According to the Attorney General, the purpose of organizing the stakeholders meeting is to foster open dialogue, share information, experiences, and collectively identify solutions to the problems inherent in the activities of land grabbers. Pedro noted that resolving land grabbing issues is of great importance to the Sanwo-Olu administration. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government says it will unveil a comprehensive program to digitize the nation's healthcare system in the next 2 weeks. The coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Pate, stated this at the third edition of the Ministerial Press Briefing Series, initiated by the Ministry of Information in Abuja. According to him, the federal government has enrolled about 750,000 Nigerians into the National Health Insurance Scheme. The briefing series was initiated to provide a platform for public officials to reel out their achievements and inform Nigerians of the challenges of governance. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria has increased the benchmark interest rate by 400 basis points to a record 22.75%. The CBN Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, said this while reading the communique of the first MPC meeting of the year in Abuja. Addressing journalists at the end of the two-day meeting in Abuja, Cardoso said the committee voted to adjust the asymmetric the asymmetric corridor around the MPR to plus 100 to minus 700 from plus 100 to minus 300 basis points and raised the cash reserve ratio from 32.5 to 45%. And now to foreign news. Israeli forces have demolished Palestinian-owned shacks in the village of Jarboon, northeast of Jenin, in the occupied West Bank, prompting confrontations that ended with arrests. Head of the Jarboon Village Council, Ibrahim Al-Rub, says the Israeli army, accompanied by bulldozers, destroyed a shack belonging to local resident Mohammed Nafi Shalabi. Intense confrontations between local Palestinians and Israeli forces erupted following the demolition operation. The soldiers later arrested a young man and declared the village a closed military zone. The Israeli forces demolished several structures in the same village, including fences, a caravan, electrical equipment, and a sheep barn owned by two Palestinian siblings. And away from all that, now sports. Super Eagles 2026 FIFA World Cup Group C qualifying group opponent, Benin Republic, will take on Afghan champions Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal in friendly games. Benin Republic, handled by former Super Eagles head coach Kenneth Rowe, will play the friendly games against Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal in Amiens, France. The game against Cote d'Ivoire will hold on 22 March 2024, while the tie against former African champions Senegal is billed for 26th of March 2024. The Super Eagles will be guests to Benin Republic on March Day 4 of the World Cup qualifiers, scheduled to hold on the 9th of June. And that's all for the news at 4. Just before we go, always obey road signs and traffic lights. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration trained 280 unemployed youths for global certification on solar farm construction technology for the supply of electricity in Nigeria? You can get more details on the Lagos State government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sworn in 5 new permanent secretaries. The federal government will unveil a comprehensive program to digitize the nation's healthcare system in the next 2 weeks. We also told you that Israeli forces have demolished Palestinian-owned shacks in the village of Darboon, northeast of Jenin, in the occupied West Bank, prompting confrontations that ended with arrests. And in sports, Super Eagles 2026 FIFA World Cup Group C qualifying group opponent, Benin Republic, will take on AFCON champions Côte d'Ivoire and Senegal in friendly games. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagostate.gov.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Idowolaya. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay